Hey everyone, Aaron McLaren here with Elite Water Sports and Evan Langford as our student today. And today's video is going to be all about how to do your first hooked in Rayleys. All right guys, so let's learn those hooked in Rayleys. We're gonna be starting with Evan here. Evan, he knows how to ride and do some hooked in Rayleys. So we're gonna break it down, and then towards the end of the video, we're gonna challenge him with a little bit more tweak and style to those Rayleys. So we're gonna start off with just a simple load and pop. If you haven't seen those load and pop videos yet, start there. So we're not gonna learn how to load and pop on this video, just watch those other ones for that, okay? So as we load and pop, we're gonna release that board and try to swing that board out behind us so that the water is down below us. We're looking kind of down in the water and the board is out of the water behind us.
Kind of like I'm flying like Superman?
Yes, kind of like Superman.
I like Superman. Absolutely.
Now remember, baby steps, right?
Okay.
So we don't wanna huck it. We don't wanna do anything crazy. We wanna make sure our hands are together on the bar, all right? And the kite is actually going to be stationary, okay? So about 11 o'clock, your regular foot, so you're gonna be riding left. Kite's gonna be stationary at 11 o'clock. Keep those hands together, and let's just do a simple load and pop and release that board, try to get that board behind us and bring it out in front of us, all right? So little, small steps, baby steps, okay? So let's see what you got. Okay, so for that first step, we definitely went out there and we did baby load and pops, trying to bring that board right behind you, right? You notice that like the kite's really not doing much work at all, right? You got at 11 o'clock. Now you can have that hand or that bar about halfway out, and sure, if you sheet in just a little bit, make sure that you don't move the kite. If you sheet in just a little bit, it will pull you out of the water a little bit further. And ultimately, if you really want to start like unhooking, you're setting yourself up for success by starting to learn how to bring that bar in a little closer and closer to the chicken loop, okay? I don't want you to relieve that pressure from your hook. I want you to keep hooked in, okay? So don't bring that bar all the way to your chicken loop, all right? Another thing is if you notice that when you're landing, right, that board kind of like sticks and almost grabs, right?
Right away.
Yeah, so what we want to also do is kind of land on our feet, almost like square, and not so back or not so forward. Just try to land on that board. And what would help is a little tip and trick is to kind of aim the board downwind more, okay? So have a good orientation where the wind is and know that you should be pointing down towards the beach that way for your landing. So Railey, load pop Railey, and then aim downwind so you kind of slacken the lines a little bit, okay? So let's try that.
All right.
This time around, just send it just a little higher, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, so just critiquing you, giving you a little bit more insight on what's going on. So as you're coming down towards the camera, like towards us, right? And you're trying to do that Railey, right? What's happening is that you're losing your upwind angle, okay? And when you lose that upwind angle, it's gonna be a little bit more freestyle oriented where the lines are kind of slackened, all right? Now, when we're hooked in, what we wanna start doing is actually loading it up, going into the breeze. Just like your load and pop video where you're really J-hooking into the breeze, okay? So what I want you to do this time is go downwind a little bit and then aim up towards me.
Okay.
So you have a little bit better angle of attack, and you'll see that the kite's gonna actually pull you out of the water a lot easier and you won't have to be so board oriented.
Okay.
All right? Okay, so that Railey, that was almost textbook, okay? You felt it out of the kite, right?
A lot more tension in the lines.
Right. Almost like the kite literally like pulled you out of the water.
Exactly.
Did you notice that you sheeted in really heavily that time? Because prior, you're really needing a lot more power because you're kind of going downwind. And this time you're going upwind. And as soon as you sheeted in just a little bit, boom, you're way out of the water, right? Okay, so this time around, you're gonna do the same angle of attack and everything. And now that you've kind of nailed that like J hook and releasing the board, we're just gonna work on the kite now, okay? And then as we learn that kite, we'll start tweaking you out and getting that board up higher and higher. And eventually a Railey is really, that board is almost above your head as you're supermaning across the water, okay? So this time around, do the same angle of attack, really far upwind, and you'll start working on the kite.
Okay.
And you can start manipulating the kite a little bit, moving it around if you want to, if you're starting to feel more confident.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I'm really staggering this out step-by-step basis. And this past time I told you to start working the kite a little bit. Did you notice that when you landed, a lot of weight was in the kite, right? Okay, so that just makes it a little bit more kite style, whatnot. But if you're gearing towards a little bit more freestyle, we wanna make sure that that kite stays low. Okay. So originally I said 11 o'clock. We'd even have it at like 10:30, maybe even at 10 o'clock, okay? The lower you go, the more style you have as far as freestyle goes, okay? So this next time around, I want to make sure that you're not moving the kite. I just want to give you the sensation of what happens when you do move the kite, okay? So the next time around, don't move it, lock it in one place, even if you have to look up at the kite and check it out, all right? Okay. And we'll start doing this. You got to really dig deep into those, the load and pops, okay? Remember, the harder and deeper that you do that, that load and pop, okay? The higher you're gonna go. The longer you do it, the further you're gonna go, right? Okay, so now what we wanna do is make sure that we're going really, really deep into that hook and edge upwind, and let's see if we can really start tweaking you out by bringing that board as far behind you as possible. As that board releases and gets almost to its apex, I want you to sheet in to bring that board back underneath you.
All right.
Okay, let's see it. How was that, man?
That was pretty cool.
Right?
Pretty cool.
Did you feel the progression? Like, you know, sometimes even though you know how to do a Railey already, like if you break it down from step A through Z, you know, and just really hone in on the exact step, you know, you can really tweak things out, right?
It's really cool to feel the tension and how much you fly.
Right?
By a simple load and pop.
I saw in that last one, like you really use the kite and you know, that's your style, right? Getting a little bit more hang time and you really start tweaking it out. Remember this, bring that kite a little lower and you're gonna have more of a wake style feel and you'll have to land a little bit heavier on your feet, okay? But yeah, eventually you'll get that board behind your back, almost arching your back, and the board will be above your head. Yeah, and in which case you'll have to have that kite lower. Yeah. But you know, it's your style, it's your riding. You can do whatever you want, but hopefully this kind of inspired you to do something new, right?
I need to start unhooking.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, that's the first kind of like unhook kind of trick, and we have other videos out there already for unhooked Raileys, so check those out. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to us, all right? We got more content coming down the pipeline, and if we don't see you on the beach, we'll see you on the water. Catch you later.